Have you ever thought about how a company that began in 1889 making handmade playing cards became one of the most famous names in video game history? It sounds like a story. Over 100 years, a small family business in Kyoto, Japan, that makes traditional Hanafuda cards turns into the place where Mario, Zelda, and the Game Boy were created. But this is Nintendo's real story, one of big risks, sudden turns, and a never-ending quest to capture people's imaginations. Let's go back. Fusajiro Yamauchi opened a small store called Nintendo Yokoi in 1889 to make fancy Japanese playing cards. These weren't your average Pokédex. They were used in Hanafuda, an old game that people mostly play for fun, but sometimes also bet on. The market wasn't very big, but the business grew regularly. There was only so much you could do with cards. From the middle of the 1900s to now, Hiroshi Yamauchi, Fusajiro's great-grandson, comes into the story. Hiroshi realized something very important when he was young, eager, and just put in charge. Nintendo wouldn't last forever if it relied on playing cards. Japan was becoming less interested in card games. What should we do now? This is where the story gets weird and interesting. Pretty much everything was tried by Nintendo. Service for taxis, quick rice, a series of love hotels. Yes, even vacuums. Most of these crazy ideas didn't work out, but Hiroshi wasn't afraid to try new things. He knew Nintendo's future wasn't in the past because he was looking for it. After that, Nintendo found something good in the 1960s, toys. To be more exact, electronic toys. Given that Japan's toy industry was controlled by big names like Bandai, this was a brave move. Gunpei Yokoi was a young repair engineer hired by Hiroshi. He liked to fix things. The Ultra Hand, an extended grabbing toy, was one of Yokoi's first ideas. More than 1 million of them were sold. That was it. Nintendo had a hit. Yokoi didn't stop there, though. He was good at finding fun in everyday things. He started making other things with simple electronics. Then, while riding a boring train, he had an idea that would change the way people play games forever. He saw a businessman hitting buttons on a calculator without meaning to. Yokoi thought, what if that were a game? This idea would be the basis for the Game & Watch, which were portable games that let you play with other people. When they came out in 1980, they were a huge hit. Nintendo was no longer just a toy company. It had become a tech entertainment business as well. After that, video games really changed things. Nintendo put out Donkey Kong in 1981, their first big hit in the West, and it introduced the world to a figure who would become famous in video games, a little guy named Jumpman, who came to be known as Mario. Oh boy, Nintendo was on fire now. The Famicom, which stands for Family Computer, came out in Japan in 1983. After 2 years, it came to North America as the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES. The NES not only succeeded after the 1983 video game crash, it brought the whole industry back to life. It was like a rocket ship after that. Open-world exploring was first used in The Legend of Zelda. Platformers were made famous by Super Mario Bros. Another Yokoi idea, the Game Boy, changed the way portable games were played with its small size and long battery life. It wasn't flashy, but it was built to last. The same as Nintendo itself. Nintendo's readiness to fail, try new things, and change direction over and over again is what makes this story so interesting. They didn't hold on to old ways that worked. They looked for things that might work tomorrow. Nintendo is a giant of thought now. From the Wii's motion controls to the Switch's hybrid design, they keep shaking up the game world by changing the rules instead of just following the latest trends. When you next pick up a Joy-Con or stomp a Goomba, remember that it all began with homemade playing cards, a few failed cars, and a toy that could grab things from across the room. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.